schools are a financial institution. Hence why when people leave and they have all this amount of debt, you're like, how did you get that debt? You're not a bank. But remember, schools have access to federal aid. Mr. Ace, I know you got, go ahead.
That's 6 figures. Tell you something. My father told me, go and search for a scholarship. You want to find a scholarship? I was like, yeah. All right, somebody gonna give me a basketball scholarship. Somebody gonna pay me to play.
Right.
Right. And I read a story I read an article like 3 years ago about this young man who didn't have a computer at home. He was, really poor family, and he used to go to the library every day and fill out scholarship opportunities. And the article was written on him because he has the record all the time for the amount of scholarship funds. I mean, he could pay for 4 college tuitions if he wanted to. I'm not talking about just 1 year, 4 years, because he kept applying and applying and applying and applying and applying. And he ended up transitioning into this service that allows people to find it. But I say that to say the money is out there. And as much as right now you may think, I can take loans or my parents gonna pay for it and this and that. It is in your best interest to try and find that money, because you don't I've never even heard anybody even consider a college a financial institution until just now, and it is spot on. It is spot on. It's a business, and it's part of that prison, that virtual prison construct, because so many people leave college with that debt, and the job market is so tight and so competitive, and you oftentimes need to go to more school now after you get that initial degree. And I'm not trying to right. But if you're not careful, now you're playing catch up, and then now you have to use those credit cards to get things, because you're worrying about that school debt that you have. Me, what I'm working on, I believe that I'm a few years away from being able to write the big check that Sally made, right? But for most people, they end up paying it, for years, 20, 30 years, and we're going to touch on that a little bit in terms of why the disbelief that some people have in regard to it. But that is one of the ways that people, and especially young people, get into that initial debt into school. So for juniors, seniors, especially the seniors in here, online, there's lots of opportunities for things that you don't even realize. And this kid, when he got it, it was 500, 1,000, 200, 100, but it adds up. It adds up. And they would literally think, you're left-handed, you're a certain height, you're a black male in this neighborhood, you did, your parents originated from here, just different things. You write a little essay, you ask them your teachers to help you make sure it's good, and you submit it, and but it's worth the effort, and it's one of the things that I would definitely go back and do over if I would have listened to my parents. So if you don't listen to your parents, listen to us.
Yeah, guys, I can't urge this enough. Xavier was saying in the chat as well. To add to what Ace was saying, that credit unions and insurance companies, anybody that has the power to let you borrow money or use their services is a part of the credit line. Now, you're gonna be like, this is gonna blow your head away, right? Do you think that the place that you live at now can hurt your credit if you don't pay your rent? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that if you don't pay your rent, that could hurt your credit. Put a 1 in the chat. You don't pay your rent, you can hurt your credit. How many people think that? Yes, you are correct. What happened is when you don't pay your rent, right? The landlord has the right, or the property owner has the right to go to what we call, how they have the federal government, federal bureau? Yes, there's something called the credit bureau. The ones that are the officials of what we consider credit. So when you sit up there, you don't want to pay your bills, landlord's like, okay, fine, no problem. Just report you to the credit bureau. Guess what? When he reports you to the credit bureau, not only does your credit diminish, now the bank goes back and diminishes it even more, because they let you use their money to pay your rent and hold your money in that bank account. Think about it now. How are you gonna look? How are you gonna make the bank look bad? They already gave you money. They let you borrow money. Now you're not paying your rent, and now the guy, the landlord, and the owner of the building is like, oh no, no way, no way. Just think about it. Now let's go back to Makai. We're gonna add more. Now think about it, Makai. Not only your friend is asking for extra $20, but now he doesn't even want to pay for the room that he's staying in the same spot as you. So how are you gonna feel about that? Are you gonna trust him anyway? How are you gonna trust somebody like that?
I'm not gonna trust him.
Exactly. So guys, the most important thing you should do when you get a credit card, as soon as you leave WHSAD, put 600 or even less. Find out the most minimal application that you can get to a credit limit so that you can sit up here and apply for it. Because if you can get a credit limit of 400 or 3, oh, get it. Get it immediately. Get it. Especially if you got a job right now and you're probably making everybody weekly $700 or $600. Oh, get it immediately. Because if you can keep that credit card for the next 2 years, buy yourself food, transportation, and always pay it off, you're in good hands. Guys, another thing too, always pay the minimum. Always pay the minimum. You're letting them know I'm on time. Sometimes you may not have all the money, but what you're showing them when you pay the money on time is punctuality. You know what we tell y'all in school, guys? If you're on time, you're late. Why do you think we tell y'all come to class 10 minutes beforehand? Why do you think that?
You could look responsible, like you look like you're eager, you want to be there, and not just you have to be there because you have to be, but that you're there because you want to learn and you want opportunity.
Right. So how do you think banks look at you when you? Oh, the first my minimum of $25 is due on the first. How do you think they look at you when you're like, oh, I paid on time? Oh, you paid it on time, $25. They look at you like a responsible young man, how Joseph says. We're gonna continue. Does everybody have any questions or concerns so far?
Like I was gonna say before, like when you guys are talking about scholarships and stuff, like it's gonna help me make a big decision right now with colleges, cause like I have a lot of like family, friends. They're like, you have like schools have offered me scholarships, and then I'm still waiting on the schools that I'm very eager to go to. They're like, if I was you in your position, the schools you got scholarships for are really good schools in general. So they're like, even if it's not your main choice, you should go there because in the long run, it's going to save you so much money. Because when you get your first job and everything, you want to be able to enjoy your money at least a little bit. Not just be there like, damn, now I got to pay bills, I got to pay my rent, then I got to pay my car, then I got to pay my dues and everything. Like these scholarships is going to come a long way. Even though there's not like Syracuse or any other school you apply for, but at least these schools is good, well known, and they offer you money to go, so I see no reason not to. So it's like, it's going to help me make that college decision that's going to be the impact of my next 4 years.
Excellent. And let me tell you something, and that's another thing too, making impulsive decisions. Oh, I want to go to Syracuse because it looks good. Like, I don't care about the $40,000 like that I'm in debt. I went to Syracuse though. Do not make decisions based on popular trends. Do not sit up there and make decisions about what's hot, because what's hot now could drop tomorrow immediately. But your credit never does. Your credit is always the hottest thing ever. It's gonna be the hottest thing. It's when you get older, you know how we show our flyness when we get older with our credit. That's the reality. You ask Ace, Codio, that's how we show. We don't get fly no more with a suits and ties. Yeah, you get dressed. But as you get older, the way that you represent your fly is with your credit line. So remember that. Like, somebody could call you a bum, this and that, third, but be like, well, what's your credit line?